Hello everybody, this is Cheri at djsundry.blogspot.com and welcome to the Create, Craft, and Share YouTube Hop. This month we are doing projects that are inspired by the mess in our crafty space. My crafty space is a disaster. I can't even tell you. I have to step over things to get to things. And so we were supposed to take this stash, the mess that we have, and create something out of it. Now, at the beginning of the video, I showed you the original, what my mess looked like. And it's still as bad or worse. But I decided I was going to try to create something fun. So I was looking at my stash and this big mess around me, and I thought, well, I've got all these scraps. What am I going to make? And I saw this box. This box is a box that close to my heart product came in. As you may know, I'm a close to my heart independent consultant, and I had this box. Now, one of the problems that I have is since becoming a close to my heart independent consultant, I haven't figured out how I'm going to start storing everything. I have some things in a big crafty storage bin, but I was wondering, what am I going to do with all my paper? And that's where this box idea came in. I am going to turn this box into a place to store my paper. So what I did to start with is, let me just grab a sticky note, is I took the box and I covered it up with all of, I closed it. This is the line where you would normally get in, and I took shipping tape and I closed it really well. Then I went at the bottom of the box and I closed all the way across here and all the way around here. And that allowed me to get a really nice tight closing on it. Then I came to the top and I trimmed off the top. So when I come back, you will see how I've decorated it and how I'm going to turn my crafty mess into starting a solution for my crafty storage. Thanks so much. Okay, now as I continue in this project, one of the things I found laying on the floor, and I don't know exactly, I think it was something that like a bookmark or some stickers or something came in from Barnes & Noble or something, was this funny looking plastic sleeve. It actually went together like this. There were two pieces here, and then it had a triangle on the top for a hang tag, but that was a little bit wide for my box. So what I did is I cut it down on one side. I cut off the excess, but then of course that left an open edge because it actually is so that you can slide something inside of it. So I took my washi tape, and I'll show you more of this washi tape in a minute, and I just went over the edge. Now it looks kind of funny like this because you see all the back side of the washi tape. This is the wider side. I didn't want all that washi tape showing. I just wanted a little bit of a narrow strip. And I'll show you in just a few minutes what I'm going to do with that. But now we're going to move to the box. So when I was going through all this junk I had laying around, I found this blue fabric. And this was just in a bag laying on the floor with a lot of my other stuff. Actually, it was in a whole separate area of the floor. I'm kind of scattered out. But it's just blue, I don't know, thin cotton, and maybe a cotton poly blend. And I thought that would be perfect for covering my box because it's pretty, it's using up the stash that I had, but plus it also was just laying on my floor, so it's going perfectly with our theme. So what I did is I used it to cover my box. So my box is all covered in the blue fabric. Now look at the back. It is a disaster. I just used Scotch Quick Dry. I'm not sure how well that's going to hold. I think maybe a tacky glue maybe would hold better, and maybe my Quick Dry is enough of a tacky. We'll just see. But I didn't care that all the glue was showing through because I'm going to be covering most of that anyway. And then to finish off the inside, and it's kind of hard to get this where you can see the inside of the lip, but I have more of that washi tape. Now if you've worked with washi tape, you know, like I do, that washi tape is wonderful for decorations. It's cute for embellishments on a card or something, but it is has a low enough tackiness to it that it really does not stick well. So if you wanted to use that as a permanent adhesive, it wouldn't work. So what I did is after I put it in there, and it's still actually kind of tacky, but I used Mod Podge to go over the top to just kind of make it adhere better. When I did the bottom of my box, I also brought the corners together and then I Mod Podged the tacky glue over it. Now this is going to be completely covered. You will not see any of this because I'm going to use paper for most of it. I guess a little tiny bit on the ends might show, but I'm going to cover most of it with paper so that it will lie flat. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and it's actually going to be adhered to the side of my box like so, so that I can put a label on the box for what's inside the box. I thought that's a great way. I'm using up stuff I just have laying around. Literally, I found it on the floor with a bunch of my other junk. So when we come back, I'm going to show you the paper that I attached to it, and this part I'll attach. And I will probably attach this just using glossy accents. So I'll be back soon. Okay, so I am back, and the box itself is nearly complete. Now let me tell you what I've done and walk you through it. So I went ahead and I used Mod Podge to attach the paper to the box. Now again, Mod Podge and fabric, kind of not so great. But what I did is then I put the washi around it, just like I did on the inside and on the bottom. And I really like how well this washi matches. And what I found, and this is a slightly different color, but it really caught my eye how that the banner is the same print as my washi tape is. So I put the washi around it, and then I went over the whole thing with Mod Podge. I went over it, not just the washi and the paper, but also the fabric. So it kind of has this rough texture to it, but then any glue that might have still been peeking out from below that maybe the paper wasn't big enough to cover, because this box is a little bit bigger than a 12 by 12 sheet, and so some of it might have still been picking up, and most of that then will kind of dissolve into the background. So it kind of changed the color a little bit. So then I went on the back side, I used the exact same paper, and then on the side, on one edge, I went ahead and attached my little plastic sleeve. Now, I know you can see the glue from the, I didn't end up using glossy accents, I used Glass Effects from Close to My Heart, and you can see the glue kind of coming through, but you won't be able to see it when I'm done. And then at the top, Close to My Heart's paper has these little paper strips that are decorative strips, so I used those to do the top and the bottom just on this edge. Now the other side, I did not do anything, and that's because that's the side that will sit to the back of whether it's the shelf or the wall or whatever. That's the side that is up against the wall, and there's really no sense in decorating that side because it'll just get messed up on the wall. So, some observations and some thoughts. Is this going to last forever? No, of course, nothing's going to last forever. This may be a short-term fix. I'm kind of curious to see how long it will really do its job and how well it will hold up. And then the other thing that I'm so super excited about, because this is not the only one of these boxes that I have, because these are the boxes that many of my Close to My Heart orders come in. And so I am going to actually make more of these as I need it to hopefully really get my paper very well organized. Now, of course, I won't be able to use these because I don't have more, so I'll have to come up for another solution. So I have one more video. Oh, I also want to point out before I go there, I decided not to put paper across the bottom here because it's already a bit uneven, and I can't do 12 by 12 paper because it's not going to be big enough, and I thought that's just going to add more unevenness to it. So I decided to just leave it as, just leave it as it is because it's already a little bit wobbly. And I think that by the time I get paper in it, I think it'll be okay, but that was a consideration. So I thought there's no sense in wasting paper to put on the bottom because I think it's not going to help me and it may actually hurt me. So I have one more part of the video to show you. In just a few minutes, I'll be back. Thanks. Okay, so we're back, and I am going to show you the end of the project, and I'm so excited. I love it. I can't wait to make more of these. In fact, while I was away from the video, I pulled another box that I have and gathered all of my solid colors from Close to My Heart into the box, and quite frankly they're not going to quite fit because I buy white in a huge pack, but I'll be able to put my little ones that I have, so I'm so excited about that. But I want to show you, I have these plastic bags. There's just Ziploc bags, and I actually purchased them from Close to My Heart. They're the packaging that your workshops on the go come in, or if you buy a mixed paper packet, now not the solid ones, but if you buy a mixed paper packet like the Ariana collection or the Balloon Ride collection, they come in these. So I had an extra one because I recently did a whole series of videos on the Lolly Doodle workshop on the go, and so I had used up all but the smallest amount of scraps, so I saved it. And there's a tip: these are really nice bags for paper storage. They keep your papers clean and they're savable until they start falling apart. So I saved that, and I moved some of my bulk papers in that I get for Close to My Heart. And then I use the rest of them to put the rest of my bulk papers in. So when we move over here onto the side, you can see that underneath the glare, I have the names of the paper packs that I have inside of here. So that was one step. And then if you look at, this will be the front, and inside you can see those paper bags. And I'm just going to pull one of them out. This is the Ariana collection. This is actually a collection that I have great uplines, and they have contests all the time, and this was one that I was fortunate enough to win from one of my uplines. So what I did is, it comes in this bag just like this, and so I just took my little Dymo labeler, which is so old I was afraid it wouldn't even work because I've not used it in probably, I don't know, years, and I labeled Ariana, and I put it along the top, along the zip top, because I want to be able to see it, because I thought about doing tabs, but I think that this works just as well. And you can see even on the video how I can read. I've got them all alphabetized, and these are the paper packs that I have in there, and I have room for a couple more as I get them, and then I'll do more for different types of paper. But then I have the labeling system so that I can see when it sits on the shelf, I'll be able to see at a glance what's in that box. So I am so excited about this project, and I want to thank you all for stopping by. Now I am going to post at the end of the video, I will post where you need to head over to next, just simply because I haven't, the lineup's changed a little bit this time. I also want to let you know that I am sponsoring a prize from Close to My Heart, and the prize this time from me is going to be this really fun sticker packet, and it's from the Lolly Doodle collection, and I think that you will really like it. It's really cute. I don't have it with me yet. I have ordered it, so it should be on its way in just a couple days. But for one of the winners, they will receive that paper pack, or that sticker packet, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll put a picture of it at the end of the video. I'll also put the links to where you're going, and once again, thanks for stopping by, and remember, take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day. Bye.